We just got back from a 30-day trip in Europe.
And we're gonna show you guys everything that we packed for these 30 days. We're gonna share the things that we loved about each place and the things we do different, just for people that are going in the future, just so they know what they should or shouldn't do. Number one thing I would change, and this has to do with packing, we are not doing a winter or cold place and a warm place.
We literally were in Iceland, which was freezing cold, and then we went, like, our last place was Greece, which was like hot.
Couldn't fit these in our bags. We were wearing hoodies when we got to Greece and carrying these jackets, and it was so hot.
So I had this big coat for Iceland. That's gonna go over there.
I brought 2 sweatshirts. I should have only brought 1. I brought 3 hats. I only needed 1 hat.
And then I got my hydro jug here. I love my hydro jug. Use it every single day in Utah. It is not needed in Europe. And they just dropped, like, my hydro jug is damaged.
Both of them are messed up.
Then it's just my bathroom stuff. This stuff isn't very important. In Europe airports, they make you put all your liquids in like a plastic bag and like take it out of your bag and put this through security for some reason.
I think it was when we were going from Iceland to Milan. We almost missed our flight because of that.
So yeah, just use plastic bags and put your liquids in them because they will make you take it all out of your bag, which sucks.
I brought this for like our passports and stuff. I would always wear it like under my hoodie when I was at the airport. That was 100% needed.
And then I also brought my shark, which I was really excited to use in Europe, but they don't work in Europe. This did not work. Anywhere we went, it didn't work, which was so weird. I brought a normal curling iron and this worked, so I curled my hair 1 time. So if you have a Shark or like a Dyson, I don't think it will work.
I brought my Lululemon coat, and this was amazing for Iceland and Paris when it was raining, but other than that, it literally just took up space. I brought a bunch of camera stuff, obviously. I brought my Insta360 thing with like, this was literally kind of like a waste of space. I didn't need to bring all of that.
I brought 4 pairs of shoes. I know that seems like a lot, but I actually needed all 4. So I always like wore these to like the airport or something. These are like my comfy shoes. These were like my workout shoes when we worked out, like my running shoes. And I brought these ones for like walking, like in Paris, like I wore these a lot. And then I brought Tevas, which I needed for Greece. Didn't use these until Greece.
Didn't use those till the last week and a half.
And then I brought my cute sandals and I wore these like in Switzerland.
We bought these from Amazon. These were like amazing. They have like 4 different ports.
Yeah, you have to bring one of these because their charging is different than ours.
Yeah.
That's needed.
I brought like my bathroom stuff and my Manscaped thing in my Manscaped toiletry bag. That was needed for sure. I have this thing. This is like our storage unit. It has batteries, extra cords, whatever. This was needed. Drone. This was like one of the greatest purchases I think I've ever made in my life. Laptop and my Book of Mormon. I brought 3 pairs of shoes, like running, comfortable walking shoes. I brought my Jordan 3s to look good. And then I brought my J slips that are money.
Now to the suitcase, here we go. Everything's just like not organized right now, so I'm gonna go through and we're gonna separate everything and then we can show how much we brought of each stuff and if we needed more or less of stuff. Party set, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I brought 2 pairs of pants. These were money for like when we went to different temples, church or whatever, and then they look good.
4 pairs of swimsuits. I did kind of wish I had more towards the end.
Towards the end.
So I was like,
because we were swimming every day.
It would have been nice to have more, but it's not necessary.
We didn't touch swimsuits until the last week and a half.
Yeah, I think 4 was a good number. I brought 2 pairs of sweats, these blue ones and these were a necessity.
I brought 1 pair of sweats and I wore them, I think 2 times. I brought these joggers. These are like thin. I wore these so much.
I brought 5 long sleeve shirts. I feel like that's a lot, but I'm remembering back when I was in like Paris, I was like, I wish I would have brought more long sleeve shirts because the first like 3 weeks of our vacation, it was just cold and I only wanted to wear long sleeve. And also even in Capri and Sorrento, it was warm in the day, but then like you'd go out to dinner at night, I would want long sleeve shirts.
So I brought this true wear, like my white church shirt for the photo shoot in Iceland. And then when we'd go to temples and churches, I only needed one. And then I brought one nice, like fancier, like button-up shirt from Lululemon. I wish I would have brought one more nicer shirt, even if it was a polo.
That's the thing. In Europe, they dress really fancy. They dress fancy, and we could have brought more fancier clothes. My dresses, was a big regret for me of what I brought.
Like too many, or?
Too many like church type dresses.
So I brought 2 swimsuits. Down made fun of me wearing this one, so then I didn't wear it anymore. So down your jerk. I should have brought more swimsuits. We did wear swimsuits to the Blue Lagoon and Sky Lagoon.
These ones are like short shorts that I wore over my swimsuit, which we're gonna need. Only need one of those. And then these were like longer shorts. I actually never wore these. And then I brought this romper thing, and I never wore this one time either.
So I brought 7 Gymshark tank tops. I wear these so much at home, so I assumed I was gonna wear them so much, but it was cold.
I packed way too many gym clothes. 13 tops and bottoms, like combined. You don't really work out because you're walking so much in Europe. Like that's basically like your workout. You just walk around and stuff. So you definitely don't need to bring all this weird stuff. Like this took up way too much space in my bag. I brought 1, 2, 3, only 3. They were needed. I wore all 3.
They were needed in Iceland.
We're wearing this right now. I needed them the whole time.
I brought 11 pairs of shorts. I did not need these Gymshark like sweat shorts. These ones just felt like a waste of space.
Yeah, I brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of pants. 5 pairs of pants was like perfect.
I brought 2 long sleeve shirts. These were great. Loved them. I think that was a good amount.
I brought 10 short sleeve shirts. All 10 were not needed. I didn't wear half of these. I mostly just wore like these like plain, like I have like a gray and a black one of these. Mostly just wore like these ones. But yeah, I think next time I would just bring like 6 shorts.
I brought this Pistol Pete Jazz jersey. I literally wore it one day.
This jean jacket, don't know why I brought this. I wore this one time in Paris. And then I brought thermals for Iceland, which I definitely wore and needed. Okay, now that we are all unpacked, I gotta do all the laundry now.
There's a lot of laundry.
I mean, we were gone for a month. After this, I gotta get to that. But first, we are going to go through every single place that we went to and say one thing that we loved about the place, and then one thing that we would change or do different next time or didn't like, and then say our favorite place we went to, which will be hard to decide because they were all so cool. But okay, you go first.
Okay, Iceland. Iceland like was unreal. It surprised me a lot. Highlight from Iceland, I think, was the lagoons. Like the Blue and Sky Lagoon, that was like such a cool experience. If somebody goes to Iceland and doesn't do those things, they're like missing out.
I think my favorite thing about Iceland was it was the first place we went to like in Europe. And so it was just really, really cool because we were just like in shock by the beauty of it. So I really think like the places we went for the photo shoot we did was so cool to see, like the black sand beach that I did the photo shoot at. And then the second place.
I don't feel like you can go see anything like that anywhere else in the world.
No, like it was so beautiful. And so seeing those things is really cool. And like, I don't know, I feel like if you go to Iceland, you gotta go experience like those
Iceland, like
cool
the rural places, the Highlands, like go to the Highlands. Something I didn't like about Iceland, the food in Iceland, I kind of got sick of it. I don't know, Icelandic food wasn't the greatest and it was pretty expensive.
My least favorite thing about Iceland was how cold it was.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it was freezing cold. Oh my goodness, like I was freezing the entire time. And I hate being cold.
The photo shoot was the coldest I've ever been in my life. And that's how we started. So we kind of were thinking it was gonna be that cold the whole time and it wasn't.
The whole time it was cold for me. So that was my least favorite part.
Next place is Milan, Italy.
I think my favorite part about Milan was probably the Duomo. It was so beautiful and like
the cathedral.
It was like our first place in Italy that we went, so we were like so shocked, and it was just so cool to like experience like the roads and the streets, and then seeing Duomo, we were like, whoa. Like,
the cathedral in Iceland was really cool, but it wasn't like the European castle cathedral. Yeah. Like that was the first thing that we saw like that.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts.
What I loved about Milan was the Galleria. The Galleria was like a museum in and of itself, but it was with shops, and like we were eating gelato in there, we ate food there. The first Prada ever was there. I think the Galleria was so cool.
Something that I didn't like about Milan is, I mean, we were only there for 24 hours, like a day. And I think that that's like enough time. Like
100%. You don't need to be in Milan for any longer.
It kind of gets like repetitive. Like there's not much to do. You go see the places that you want to see and then you're done. You can do it faster than like 24 hours.
Go watch our video of 24 hours in Milan. We did everything.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about Milan was how dirty it was. It was kind of gross. Like I've never seen so many cigarette butts like all over the ground. It just felt kind of dirty. Like the smells in different places were really gross. But it's weird because you're in the most beautiful place ever and you walk for like 5 seconds and then all of a sudden you get the grossest smell ever.
Yeah, I would
So
agree.
I didn't like that about Milan. Switzerland. I loved Switzerland. I think that's a place that we did not spend enough time in. We should have spent more time there. We should have gone and done more things. It just, our schedule didn't work out that way. We needed to get to Paris because we had a flight there, stuff like that. That's my favorite thing is that like, it was so amazing. I didn't feel fulfilled there. Like it was like, there was always more to see, but I would go and spend at least a week in Switzerland and go to different places. Absolutely love that. I think my favorite part of Switzerland was the pedal boats on the lake, like Lake Lugano on the pedal boat. I could just go sit on that lake and look around and it's like, it feels like you're in a movie. It feels fake. It doesn't feel real.
Switzerland is hard for me to think of my favorite thing because I literally liked the entire place. I liked everything we did. Like just walking around and seeing all the views was insane. I think my favorite part about Switzerland was how clean it was. Just like walking around. We went from Milan then to Switzerland and Switzerland's like so clean, so nice. I really like just all the views are insane there. Like waking up and seeing like the mountains with the water, beautiful. And then yeah, like the streets are just so clean, which I really, really liked about that.
You just feel good when you're there.
Yeah.
Like the air you breathe, like it's amazing, so green. Like, I don't know, Switzerland's so beautiful.
It is so beautiful.
My downside of Switzerland, something I didn't like was me and Kenna went to go see the Bern Switzerland temple. And man, that was just, we were just dumb.
Yeah.
Like we were dumb. We missed a train and we were stressed out. The train system's actually so easy though.
It's so easy. We were just being not smart.
Learn how to do the train.
Yeah, don't be dumb like
hard.
us. Okay, I think my least favorite part was probably Bern. Like I don't really think I would ever go back
Literally
there.
the only thing that's there is the temple.
Yeah.
And it was dope to go see the temple, but that was it. There's just way too many cooler places. Paris, I thought was gonna be like my favorite place because you walk anywhere and there's like 50 amazing restaurants. That's my favorite part about Paris. Like the Eiffel Tower was dope, amazing experience. But my favorite part about Paris was like where we were, all the streets are just filled with like amazing bakeries, like
yeah, I miss that food, not gonna lie.
crepes and just anything you want, you could go and pay $5 to $10 and get it, and it was so good and it's quick. So I think that was my favorite part about Paris.
I really love Paris. That was definitely my favorite city that we went to. I think my favorite thing was just seeing the Eiffel Tower like in person. Like that's literally like been a dream of mine for so long. I actually never really thought I would ever see it in person.
Yeah.
And so seeing it was just like
when it was sparkling at night.
Yeah, when it sparkles at night, like going to the very top of it.
It sparkles for 5 minutes. And I swear we stared at it for the entirety of the 5 minutes.
We did. We were like in awe. So yeah, seeing the Eiffel Tower, that was my favorite part.
I have another favorite thing about Paris. The walk along the river. That river, like you can go and pretty much go to every single thing you want to go to in Paris, but the view is amazing. Like it's so beautiful. Something I didn't like about Paris that I would do differently was just like our second hotel wasn't that nice. It was kind of crappy and it was really small. The elevator literally only fit me and my bag.
Yeah,
like,
we couldn't go in at the same time. I guess this isn't like my least favorite part. It's just something that I regret that we didn't like do was go see the Castle of Versailles.
Palace
of Versailles. So we went to the Paris LDS temple, which was so amazing.
It was like an amazing experience.
Probably like, it's like our second favorite temple.
Okay, that's something I would have done different. We would have done a session at the Paris temple.
Yes.
We didn't.
We wish we'd done a session, but we at least went and saw it and it was beautiful. But it's right by Palace of Versailles and it was closed. And so we didn't get to see it, which I was really sad. I really wanted to see the grounds and it looks really cool in the photos windows and we couldn't really
Yeah.
see it at night. So that kind of sucks. So that's something I would do differently. Rome. My favorite part about Rome was the Colosseum.
Good
Seeing
job.
that in person was so cool. And it's my mom's favorite movie is The Gladiator.
Which
And
is
so-
hilarious. That's so funny because she's like this, like the sweetest little nicest lady.
Don't know why she
ever.
loves that show so much. 'Cause
Loves
it's like
it.
a fighting show. Anyways,
Yeah.
she loves it. It like makes her emotional. It's so funny. So I FaceTimed her when we were there and she like literally was crying.
She was crying that we were seeing that.
So it was just so fun to, and like, I like that movie too. And like the Colosseum's like, just like to think about all the stuff that's happened in there. You've yawned like 5 times.
It's like hitting me hard right now.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
yawning too. Okay, my favorite part of Rome was just the Rome Temple. The Rome Temple,
Right.
because it almost seemed separate than our Rome trip because it
I
was
know,
a different
it was a different
day.
place. I forgot about
The
that.
Rome Temple that one was just different. It was so special. In the city of Rome, like central Rome or whatever.
The Colosseum.
Colosseum for sure. And that huge one with the big horse.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool too. That palace thingy, whatever that was super cool.
Yeah.
The Rome Temple was incredible. Loved it. The visitor center was like,
Amazing.
it was amazing. Like, it was so cool to see like the statues of Jesus Christ and the apostles. Like, yeah, I think that was my favorite part for sure.
Yeah, definitely my favorite temple ever. Beautiful.
Yeah. Another cool thing, we saw the Pope. Like, that was wild. He was literally speaking at a cathedral right outside our hotel.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was cool.
Yeah. Something I didn't like about Rome. I think like at this point of our vacation, me and Ty were just kind of,
We'd seen like
Tired.
50 cathedrals. We'd walked everywhere.
so I think like my least favorite part, we were just kind of like overseeing all those things. Like seeing like
We'd
the
already-
really
yeah.
cool things was awesome, but like,
If we started in Rome, we would have been blown away.
yeah. But we just
And
had
we
seen a lot
were.
of
We
stuff.
still were. But it's like Rome it just wasn't as spectacular as it would have been if it was our first location.
Yeah.
So I think we were tired at that point. The other thing about Rome, we flew in at 4 a.m. That we were tired when we got there too. Then Bella and Dallin came and met us in Rome and we went to Sorrento, Capri, and Postano. My favorite part about those three, honestly, that was like a vacation from our vacation. We were tired from like all the sightseeing and walking around. Then we went to those places and it was chill and like we got to go swimming, jump in the Mediterranean Sea and stuff like that, which was just so fun. Our views were amazing at the hotel. I think my favorite part was the day that we went to Capri because we were on the Silver Bullet and like jumping in and swimming that day was just so much fun.
Boat ride was definitely probably one of my favorites too. Like that was amazing. I think out of those 3 places, Postano was my favorite. That's like an iconic view. Like
It's the most famous thing ever. Like
And,
it's
like,
in every painting, I
our
swear.
hotel was like right on the cliff.
If you
The
show
view
us
was
a
amazing.
picture of Positano, we can be like, that's where we stayed.
Yeah. So I think like where we stayed in Postano and like seeing that view and like that night we got in Postano, we like jumped in the ocean and it was so fun. We were like, I didn't really want to, Bella made me, but I
We
was
just
so
lived
glad.
it up. We were like, we have to. We got to send it. I have another favorite part of that. It was the drone shots in Postano. Flying the drone out was crazy there. Something I would change or I didn't like, the food was expensive. Boom, that's it. Food was very expensive.
Yeah, we blew way too much money on the food.
We got charged $10 per person for water. I think we just didn't even understand that we were like we would order like a $20 meal and a $20 meal, which is like expensive.
Oh my gosh, like I literally can't think of what I don't like about those places. Like, I love those places. Like, I only can think about the food. Like, we spent so much money. Greece was insane. Greece was my favorite place we went to by far out of everything. So it was so cool because we got to end our vacation out with a banger and have so much fun. It was just so chill and like the vibes were so good there. I think that was my favorite part about Greece. Like, I love like the aesthetic. I love like the white buildings. I love the vibe. It's just chill.
It's just the beach too. Like that's more of our style of vacation is like a beach.
Yep. I love it there.
My favorite part of Greece was the boat ride. We went and swam in different places. It was so much fun. We went to a sunken ship, touched a sunken ship in the water, and then swimming in the volcano was really cool too.
Yeah, that was
And
insane.
eating where we ate.
Yeah.
That day was like
That
the
day was
perfect
amazing.
day.
Yeah.
So I think my favorite part about Greece was just like, it was so relaxing the whole time.
Oh, and the food.
Oh my gosh,
The food is so good.
Okay,
Everything about
best
Greece.
food we had in Europe was,
In Greece.
it It was in Greece.
The chicken.
It was.
The Slovakia and the Euros.
And maybe our opinions would be different if we started in Greece and ended in Paris or something like that. But like, I think we just had so much of the European food that
Pizza
seeing
and pasta.
chicken, like we were so excited to have some chicken.
It was
I don't know why European countries don't eat a lot of chicken and drink a lot of water. Like super weird.
Okay.
What did we not like about Greece?
Oh my gosh, this is hard.
I know. It was the tourists.
Yeah.
They have
That is
little
the
narrow
downside.
walkways throughout Greece because it's so tight. And there was just cruise ships that would come in. And so it was
There's
just,
a lot of people in
you're just
Sorrento.
bumping
Or
shoulders with everybody.
There's a lot of people in Santorini. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you literally can't walk like without, like it's just crowded. That is the downside.
When we were at the Airbnb, we didn't want to leave. Like we were fine.
Yeah. Well, and like if you get up early, like and walk around, like there's no one on the streets, and like towards the night there's not as many. But yeah, that's the downside.
Overall, I think like the trip was amazing. The only thing I would change about our trip is I would pack a little bit less. I would not do a cold place and a warm place. This trip was actually like life-changing. It was so amazing. But we went to 5 new countries that we've never been to. That was just,
It was so cool. We will like remember this experience for the rest of our lives.
I would rate our trip.
100 out of 10.
We're saying these things that we would change or do different, but to do that trip again, if we had to do everything the same, I would do it again. Like it was
sure.
amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't watched our Exploring Europe series, go watch them. We have some awesome videos in each of these places and we hope you like them.